When it comes to WWE 2K24, there are a lot of comments all over my channel requesting different match types, different modes, different details all across the board. We want ambulance matches, we want buried alive matches, we want inferno matches, we want 3 stages of hell matches back, special guest referee, 40 years of WrestleMania, Road to WrestleMania, My GM Online, Universe Mode Online, as well as Era Mode added into the game. The list goes on and on. But the reality of things is we're not going to fit all these features into one game. This is something that we build up over time. I would almost propose what would be better than adding a bunch of different match types into the game, and why not just add detail back into a professional wrestling game. There have been tons of wrestling games over the years that have added such detail into the game that it just makes you stop to think, wow, that was a pretty good feature. And then others leave you scratching your head like, why is this even in the game? Lots of detail has been added in the games over the years, with chain wrestling, singlets being pulled down, diminishing face paint, you name it. Oh my god moments. Then you have games like Fight Forever that add chain wrestling as well. Add unique character taunts such as Penta pulling off his glove or Orange Cassidy putting his hands in his pockets while running up the barricade and doing a Hurricane Rana off of it. It's the little details that matter in a wrestling game that makes you feel more like you're living that WWE live experience. The reality of things is we're only going to get a couple of different match types, a few minor upgrades, and maybe even a larger roster and some detailed features when it comes to a yearly release game. 7 months is not a lot of time for these devs to push out a game, and I know, why don't we just make the games every 3 years? Money is the root of all evil. When you're offered deals that you are for WWE 2K to be offered from WWE, you don't just turn down the deal. It's bad business. Of course they're going to make a yearly game for you. It just hurts the fan base in turn and makes them not really want to buy the product the following year. I've run into a few of these comments on my channel that say we are not going to be buying WWE 2K24 because X, Y, and Z is not added in the game, or they took this feature out. I know it's a little silly to think, why wouldn't I just buy a game because of one feature? Well, there are a lot of people in the community that feel that certain features need to be added back in the game, like create a story, like create a finisher, like Road to WrestleMania. These features are what people remember from playing games of yesteryear. WWE 2K19 gameplay was something that fans really enjoyed, and then when Ukes abandoned the team of 2K, they decided to go a different route in making the WWE games and completely change the controller layout, completely change the way the game is played in general, which drove a lot of fans aside, and they just didn't want to pick up 2K22 or 2K23. A lot of the fans that tried 2K22 didn't even return for WWE 2K23 because of the controller layout alone. It's little details like this that does matter. 2K has got to start listening to the fan base that buy these games, because eventually you're going to drive most of us away and we're not going to purchase your following franchise runner-up. So when it comes to details in the game, I think that some things are really needed. A little detail goes a long ways. Different pin variations. I'd love to see different dirty pin variations in the game, like pulling the trunks to get the cheap win, like chain wrestling, like diminishing face paint, like pulling down the singlet. More freedom when suplexing somebody into a table. More freedom when jumping off the top rope onto the announce table. There are things like this that we've enjoyed in the video games for years, so the fact that we take them out really hurts the franchise. But Brian Williams did tell us in the interview that we had a few months ago that the features that are removed are going to be coming back bigger than ever. Now sure, we can expect a few match types to return this year, and features that we have lost over the last couple of years, like promos in Universe Mode, like double title matches, like more trios entrances, more stable entrances. I feel like a lot of these detailed features are going to be making a debut or returning into the 2K franchise, but there are a lot of things that possibly won't make it into the game, and it could drive fans a little crazy. Things like create a finisher will make a return eventually. I'm not sure if it'll return in 2K24, but it's coming. Brian Williams said that they're going to come back bigger than ever, and I believe him. When it comes to create a story, this is something that we want to incorporate into the universe mode or even into the community creations. It keeps the game flowing all year long when we could play other people's created stories. From silly to realistic, it doesn't really make a difference. If you get those creative juices flowing, a lot of fans enjoy that stuff. So when it comes to simple things like a controller layout, I think that we should revamp the way that this game is played. Sometimes even the running feels bogged down. One thing that drives me really insane is when I see my character standing in the ring like he's in a fight pose, about to be ready to fight in Mortal Kombat. Wrestlers don't stand like this, yo. Fix this stance, make this little detail pop, add some things into the game that fans can really say, oh, that was different. When you're making a simulation feature game, you have to make the game feel like more of a simulation. So what is the reality when it comes down to WWE 2K24? Can we expect more simulation? Can we expect more silliness? Are there going to be a ton of features added into 2K24? Probably not. But what we can expect is a bigger and better My Rise system, hopefully a bigger and better showcase mode. Universe mode is finally going to be upgraded. My GM mode can possibly be online. We could see a couple more match types. We could get a bigger roster than ever, and we can possibly be getting chain wrestling and some small detailed features back in the game. And to me, that's a win. Because like I said, 7 months is really not a long time to be working on a game in general. We could be seeing stars that we have never even seen in a 2K franchise game, such as Jade Cargill. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.